Keenan Allen, 66 receptions, 89 targets, 752 yards, 4 touchdowns, an average of 8.9 targets per game. Thoughts on Keenan Allen?
When healthy and on the field, he is uh he's Justin Herbert's security blanket. Like, he likes to go to Keenan Allen. We still see big games out of Keenan Allen. He's scrappy. He has great hands. His catch rate is very, very good. Doesn't have the speed that he once did, right? But his big body and long arms, he's able to make the play. He will go across the middle. He's that savvy veteran who finds a way to get open, even though he's not the most athletic person on the field anymore. And the guy's he's a gamer, right? Like, I just don't know how else to explain that. He's a gamer. He's a guy that you want to root for. Right now, he's going late enough in drafts that he could be your second wide receiver. But if you're drafting in certain areas, he could be your third wide receiver coming off the board there. And if I have to start 3 wide receivers, I wouldn't mind if Keenan Allen was my third. I think he has a bounce back season. I think he finishes high end wide receiver 2 territory, maybe maybe high end, maybe 16, 17, I think is kind of where I see that go as he kind of rebounds back, because the Chargers are going to have a lot of balls to go around. And with him being healthy, you'll see an uptick in receptions, yardage, and touchdowns, kind of obviously. But I do think that propels him up into the middle to top end of wide receiver 2 territory. And he does have the possibility of finishing inside the top 12. But
yeah, most of the cases where I'm seeing him come off the board is kind of pick 35 overall, so right there at the tail end of the third, wide receiver 17 overall. So, and I think honestly you're kind of drafting him at about his floor if he plays a full season. Yeah, that is where Justin Herbert throws the ball when he's throwing the ball, right? Like, that is heavy target first priority in the offense there when they're passing it. Almost 9 targets a game when he's in there. Like, that's the kind of volume that you got to love. Speaking of volume, right? Like, he missed 7 games last year, but when he came back and when he really started going down the stretch here, he was wide receiver 4 on weeks 11 through 18. So to finish out the season, he was wide receiver 4 during that time span. And there was only one receiver during that time frame that had more targets than him. And like, that speaks volume when Justin Jefferson is the only guy that has more targets than you during a 7-week span. That's a big thing to deal with. And oh, by the way, Justin Jefferson only had 1 more target than him during that time frame, right? Like, and the two were not far off when it came to overall points per game. Like, there was about 1 point per game difference over that week span, to just give you an idea of how good Keenan Allen was once he was back and he was on the field and he was healthy. It wouldn't surprise me to see him finish, back end or back end wide receiver 1, top end wide receiver 2, and wide receiver 17 feels like you're kind of drafting him at the floor.